Well, let's finish where we left off.
All
Take
right,
two.
we're back. Sorry, we had some technical glitches. I don't know what happened, but it was fine up till then. So we've restarted the show. It's about 45 minutes in, but we're still back at the beginning because I restarted the show. Basically, what's happened is they showed everybody coming in. They welcomed everybody. Corey Graves is sitting in tonight for Pat McAfee. The show started with Seth Rollins cutting a promo, and now this is the first actual match with Penta against Braun Breaker, and that's where we're at. Again, thank you for joining us, and enjoy the show.
More confident than I've ever seen it before, and now just torturing Penta. Breaker's done a fantastic job to this point of keeping Penta grounded. Think about Breaker too. He has all the tools, right?
And tonight we're in Michigan.
I completely agree.
Ohio.
Sorry.
Authentic as can be.
We're in
Case in
Ohio.
point, Penta is used to having a distinct speed advantage over most of his opponents. Oh, probably not the case. Here comes the Breaker tonight. Right hand drops Penta to the apron. Referee Eddie Orengo watching this matchup. First one of the night here, which should be a stellar night on Monday Night Raw.
From what?
King and
When
Queen
they
of
say
the Ring
King
semifinal matchup.
carries
See who
you
goes to a title champion Saturday. Of course, Becky and Bayley meet for the Intercontinental title. Wow! And Rana sends Breaker across the ring, and now Penta's got Braun Breaker reeling. This is what Braun Breaker was trying to avoid, allowing Penta to build up momentum, pick up speed. Series of kicks takes down Braun. Oh, Penta, a big kick to the face. Oh no! What? Oh no! Well, that did anger Breaker momentarily, but Penta sets him over the top rope. Now Penta going to launch himself into Breaker. He got caught. Braun Breaker catching Penta, well, momentarily at least, Breaker into the post. Penta bought himself a few valuable seconds to recover. Braun went face first into the steel. Now what is Penta cooking up? Penta the high flyer. Buys himself some time, knocking Breaker down outside the ring. Penta's going to fly. Penta over the top, Tope Kahilo, down goes Breaker. Penta takes out Breaker and may have hurt himself. Tremendous action live on Netflix. Breaker and Penta are down, ladies and gentlemen, behind our announce table because of what just happened moments ago. Braun Breaker with this patented move. First it was this, Corey. It was a
Breaker followed up immediately with a capping clothesline from the apron over our announce table, taking everything out, including himself. And I don't know if the cameras picked it up. Breaker was favoring his knee for a moment.
And Penta continues to favor the right knee that we believe he hurt when he delivered the Tope Kahilo moments ago. And Breaker mouthing off to you, Corey. I would say, I'd go over the barricade if I were you. You're tired. That's what I said. I'd go over the barricade if I were you. And from all athletics.
Look at Breaker now stomping a hole into the solar plexus of Penta. I'm surprised Penta's even able to make it to a vertical base at this juncture. And he's still going to fight.
Boot right to the face and Penta fighting back. That's the thing about Penta. Never say die attitude. Looked like he might have been going for the Mexican destroyer there, Corey. And Breaker intercepted him and drove these into the already injured ribs. Cover on Penta. Kick out at 2.
The core, the rib cage of Penta is taking a beating tonight in this one after being dropped across the top of the ring post and then some. Take a look at the raw power of Braun Breaker, double knees to the body. Credit to Penta for surviving that one.
And Breaker now dominating Penta yet again.
Abyss.
Our announce table
This
is
is
an absolute
E2K25.
correct. It'll be a record time.
Great. Good for
And
him.
Penta now, what are trying to do here?
Breaker using his massive arms to squeeze the cranium of the luchador, much to the delight of Paul Heyman on the outside.
Penta somehow trying to fight out of this predicament. Breaker just continues to wear Penta down.
which he did once, but they just had him be Chris first. They didn't use him as
Same
Chris.
high attitude.
This one is Joseph.
Have to get some space.
Oh wait,
Pick up the pace,
they
kick to
did.
the
They
hamstring.
did use him
Breaker's
as
down.
Chris.
Penta down. That swing blade drives Breaker face first and back. Penta's fired up.
You would give this thing.
But they're still favoring the right leg. I wonder how that may factor into this matchup. That the bruised ribs. Oh, look at Penta. Uh-oh. And able to pull through. And Penta by suplex. Bridge hooks the leg. Breaker kicks out. Penta was going for a backstabber moments ago, and Breaker was able to put the brakes on it.
And that could be a result of the damage and the attacks to the core of Penta. Doesn't have as much strength as usual.
And Penta says he's ready to go. Could be ready to put Braun Breaker away. Penta called for the Mexican Destroyer. Braun Breaker, though, plays defense momentarily. Kick to the face by Penta. Breaker! Incredible! Oh! Rolled through into a high knee.
Here we go.
McAfee calls this Frankenstein. Cover for the win. Hook in the leg. Kick out by Penta at 2. What a match. Heyman thought that was it. Penta able to stay in it.
Take another look at the superhuman athletic ability of Braun Breaker, the Frankensteiner, taking Penta halfway across the squared circle, but Penta somehow able to summon the will to kick out.
13,433 are in attendance tonight at the Nationwide Arena, Columbus, Ohio. Breaker, Penta, first matchup of the night. It's been a great. Now, Braun Breaker looked like he was set up for the spear, intercepted by Penta. Penta caught again by Breaker. Military push, counter by Penta into the DDT.
Will this time be the charm?
Mexican Destroyer, covered by Penta for the win. Massive win. Kick out by Brook for a 2.5.
That has got to be disheartening for Penta. When you land your heaviest artillery, and it was heavy.
You're right. His middle name is
Mexican Destroyer, right on the crown of Breaker's
But his
skull,
middle name is
and
Joseph.
Braun kicks out.
It was the third time Penta attempted to go for the Mexican Destroyer in the matchup. Was able to hit Breaker, able to kick out, but Penta's got to keep his foot on the gas here.
How much gas does Penta have left in the tank?
How much gas does Breaker have left in the tank?
And they're thinking about the Penta driver.
Breaker, though, Kennedy switch. Penta lands at his feet. Kick caught Breaker again. Breaker misses wildly. Penta spring.
Spear! My God! Spear! And Braun Breaker has speared his way to victory here.
All I can say is, wow. Just wow.
Absolutely incredible.
Great matchup, great performance by Penta, but in the end, Braun Breaker, the unpredictable badass, lives up to his name.
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane.
Look at this. Penta went to take it to the skies, and Braun Breaker nearly cut Penta clean in half. Look at this again. I think the officials
Hey,
are
that's
down to about
using your
15
head.
after this. And Penta spear right to the ribs. And a massive W for Braun Breaker and company.
And meanwhile, speaking of company, Seth Rollins has made his way down to ringside along with Bronson Reed to congratulate and celebrate with one Braun Breaker.
You want me to wait?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
She was just messaging now.
This is your one warning. Stay out of my way. and I'll try to deal with things diplomatically if you cross me. However, if you force my hand, you're going to pay. Intend to pay the Hanson Breaker tonight.
Well, Ronnie Spencer, you just been issued your one warning. Stay out of the Visionaries' way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm switching gears now on Monday Night Raw. This morning, suffered a serious injury last week on Monday Night Raw. I want to take you back to a matchup with Snyder Hussein and Corey Strowman.
So we're going to see here is Kyrie Sane with a takedown.
I was about to say the same thing too.
As every superstar does, did her best to protect herself upon impact. Unfortunately, watch Liv's elbow. It would jam her right shoulder. And we understand that Liv Morgan is going to miss several months of action as a result.
Let's talk about the tag titles, if you don't mind. Oh, Nick, let me call you back. You want to see me? Yeah, man. Look, I am unfortunately heard about Liv Morgan. She is not the only member of Judgment Day to get bit by the injury bug. Who's that? Dom. Dom? What did he do? Straighten his mustache? Look, I've seen the paperwork. It's legitimate. Unfortunately, the match at Night of Champions, it's off. I have to postpone it. Dude, he's ducking me. You know what? I'm going to go make sure he's hurt. Trust me. You're first in line. When he is ready to go, the match is yours. All right. I'll be waiting. All right. Thank you. Awesome.
Mind your business, AJ. Go on.
These champions dropping like flies. Same, really.
And we actually wanted to come and talk to you about this new idea for a photo shoot that we got. Because
Photo shoot.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about a match.
A match!
Next week. No. For those tag team titles.
Against Finn Balor and JD McDonough. You want to know why I want to talk to you about it?
No.
Because it.
No. Don't you say it.
Is.
No, you say it.
Thanks for dropping by.
You're so bald!
Yes, I am.
Maybe don't treat my mates
The New Day!
like that.
Well, the New Day going to defend their tag titles next week against the Judgment Day. Meanwhile, earlier today, I had the opportunity to sit down with Goldberg and talk to him about his match with Goldberg 2 weeks from Saturday and Saturday night's main event. That exclusive interview is live next on Netflix.
Wow. My buddy Sarah loves Goldberg. Now that's the music I love right there. The old school Saturday night's main event club.
Well, our main event tonight on Monday Night Raw is to determine who will face Randy Orton Saturday at Night of Champions in the King of the Ring Finals. It could be this man. Main event, Jey Uso, the former world champion, takes on his friend Cody Rhodes live in our main event tonight. And again, remember, the winner of King of the Ring heads to SummerSlam to take on the champion of the respective brand. Jey Uso happened to win. It could be Gunther, or it could be Goldberg. Earlier today, I had the opportunity to sit down with Goldberg for about 30 minutes for an interview that covered a wide variety of topics, including why he wants Gunther 2 weeks from Saturday night's main event.
Bill, you made it very clear that you would seek revenge against Gunther after what he said about you and your family at Bad Blood last year. It appears that revenge is going to come 2 weeks from Saturday in
I
Atlanta
don't remember
on
that.
NBC as part of Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about Gunther that puts you in this type of mood?
First and foremost, did you expect anything less of me? Did you think there was any way I was going to let that slide?
Zero.
Exactly. I take my family to a WWE event as a bystander, as a fan, trying to relax, no stress, don't have to worry about who I'm wrestling that night, don't have to worry about anything. Just got to go have fun. And I step into a verbal assault from Gunther. The lack of respect from him that I saw that night was pretty unbelievable. It was astonishing to me. Did he embarrass me in front of my wife? Absolutely. Did he embarrass me in front of my son? No question. Did he embarrass me in front of my fans
Gotta check this.
and my adopted hometown of
What
Atlanta.
else is new?
100%.
Jesus Christ.
Hello? Hey, what's up, bud? How are you? Oh, I was just watching my son with Michael for a little bit.
Online vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit usaa.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Today on the TMZ Podcast. Welcome to the TMZ Podcast. Jason and Derek here. We have a very special, happy Monday, Derek. Yeah, happy Monday. Very special episode of the TMZ Podcast. We are going to do a year-end roundup, starting today with the biggest scandals of 2022. We've got a great list, top 5. Yeah. You and I are going to run down them. I think that we have a lot of alignment here. I think consensus top 5.
There'll be some bickering, Jason. Let's just be honest
There'll be some
about how we
bickering.
rate these, but yes.
Let's get.
T-shirt, go back.
Is that a shirt you have or is it a shirt you want?
I shirt I want.
She showed me that yesterday.
Yep. And I'm gonna get this one.
Ooh.
Go back.
Okay.
So there was absolutely no way I was going to let him get away with that. I didn't know when, I didn't know where. I was going to seek my revenge and introduce him to who Goldberg really is, whether it's a 58-year-old man or a 28-year-old man. I don't care if I've got one foot in the grave. Nobody's ever going to talk to me like that and get away with it. So yeah, he embarrassed me in front of my family. And so as I'm vying for my retirement match and wondering who my opponent's going to be, I thought it was quite serendipitous that he stepped up and pretty much put himself into that spot. I think it was a logical choice because he ain't getting away with it. As long as I'm breathing and as long as I can step foot into that ring, I am going to make him pay. Michael, I am going to beat the out of Gunther Saturday night's main event.
It was a very emotional Goldberg in this interview. Now, when it was over, I asked Bill, I said, is this
It's no PG era for the
retirement
kids,
match, your
Michael.
final match in professional wrestling? He looked me in the eye and he said, yes, it is. Then I said, what happens if you win the World Heavyweight Championship? Goldberg says, interesting dilemma, isn't it?
Well, it sure is, and you can guarantee that the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther, wants to make sure it's the last time the WWE Universe ever sees Goldberg as Gunther defends his gold against the man, the WWE Hall of Famer, Goldberg.
We all miss Liv. I miss Liv too. But we all know Liv. And we all know she wouldn't want us sitting around here sulking all day, okay? So come on, let's fire up. Dom, you're still Intercontinental Champion, okay? And once you get cleared by medical, you're going to show AJ Styles exactly why they call you Dirty Dom. Roxy, you face Jade Cargill tonight. And when you beat her, you're going to go on to become the Queen of the Ring. JD, me and you next week, we're going to bring the tag team titles home to the clubhouse, all right? And speaking of tag team titles, Raquel, you are the women's tag team champions, okay? So chin up, everyone, we're good.
Yeah, but what about Pierce and Nick? They still haven't made a decision on whether or not or these women's tag team champions.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when it comes, okay? But sitting around here complaining all day is not going to help.
What did you just say? No, what did you just say? Say it to my face.
Yes,
Oh, come on.
that's it. Exactly. That's what we need. Get fired up. That's the enforcer I know. You can't just let Rhea Ripley walk all over you like she did last week.
We need you as the enforcer. And the enforcer we know would go out there and make her pay for what she done last week.
You're right, yeah. I'll take care of Rhea.
Yeah, go on, get it.
Smash this.
I still miss my Juanita. I know you do, Don.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Hey, Don. Moxie's got a match tonight. Tonight? Tonight. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, Dom, how about FaceTime? Have a little sympathy, Cole.
A storm is coming.
Although I'm too disappointed, I didn't know that Goldberg was literally in the studio. I thought Goldberg was
The following is the semi-finals match and the queen of the ring tournament. Introducing first from Vero Beach, Florida, Jade Cargill.
It's a treat for those of us on Monday Night Raw to have the opportunity to see the powerful Jade Cargill in action. Semi-finals for the Queen of the Ring tournament. Who beats Asuka in the finals Saturday? Jade, Roxanne, one-on-one live on Netflix.
I pause for 1 second. Echo. Why does Monday Night Raw have a special start time next week?
Monday Night Raw has a special start time next week because WWE is taping both Raw and SmackDown on the same day, June 30th. Raw will air from 8 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, starting earlier than usual to accommodate the back-to-back taping schedule.
No, that is the usual starting time. Next week it's starting 6 p.m. Eastern. Well,
I know.
I'm doing good, buddy. Let me.
Let's get. I have to leave again tomorrow at 9:45.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take care of some stuff. And I'm coming back for the music therapy.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
Sitting all day.
Okay, so today is Monday, June 23rd.
Yep. And here's what I did today.
What you did today, bud?
I saw Haley.
oh yeah, we did the broadcast together
Yeah.
today.
Oh, let me check that out right now.
No, I thought you were going to look up why it's starting earlier.
I think they're probably doing it because, like, the next time they might have another show on Netflix at 8 o'clock. So that's why they're starting that.
You have no idea.
Just rewind the whole, not like from the match, but like go to the one.
I can't. Then it'll go back.
Do you have a second? Look, I just want to really wish you good luck tonight. And I'm sorry for being a bit weird last week. Nobody knows more than I do how much you've earned this title shot.
Yeah, you don't say. I didn't know that I needed your permission to get title
Oh, come on,
opportunities
you know that's
anymore.
what
I
I'm
mean,
talking
it's
about.
like that.
I would
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, this title match has been on my mind all week. It means a lot to me, but I promise, when I beat Becky tonight, you're first in line, okay?
Okay, I just want to make sure we're cool.
We're cool.
Okay.
Okay, it's all good.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Bailey, a lot on her mind. She takes on Becky for the Intercontinental title later on tonight. Meanwhile, Roxanne Perez, the Prodigy, looks to continue what's been a wild 2025 as she takes on Jade Cargill from Friday Night SmackDown. It's the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. The winner heads to Saturday, Night of Champions versus Asuka. Of course, that's the special start time of 8 o'clock local in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It'll be 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific here in the States. So if you're Roxanne Perez, what do you need to do to knock off the powerful Jade Cargill tonight, Corey?
As I said a few minutes ago, Roxanne Perez possesses skills and wisdom beyond her years in this game. Roxanne needs to stick with what brought her to the dance. She needs to utilize her technique and her knowledge of this business and stay the hell away from the power of Jade Cargill.
And there's so much on the line. If you win the Queen of the Ring tournament,
Either
you get an opportunity as the champion of your respective brand at SummerSlam. What happened last year with Nia Jax for the 2024 Queen of the Ring, went on to SummerSlam to beat Bailey with the WWE title. Speaking of Nia Jax, she actually knocked off Jade in this tournament last year, albeit via disqualification.
I'm sure Jade Cargill is using that as fuel. Few superstars do it as well. Anytime you tell Jade she can't do something, she will do it just to prove you wrong.
Roxanne Perez knocked off Kairi Sane, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan. The fatal four-way to advance to this match tonight. Roxanne hit front now on Jade Cargill. Is this wise strategy?
It may be if Roxanne is looking to tire out Cargill, really test the gas tank of Cargill, so to speak. But Roxanne has to be fully aware of the game-changing power of Jade. Case in point.
Jade Cargill slings Roxanne into the corner. Jade knocked off Meechin, Nia, Piper, and a fatal four-way on SmackDown to advance to the semifinals. And there again, the power of Jade Cargill.
This is what Jade needs to do. Just stick with her wheelhouse. What works for her, the power game. You do it as well.
Roxanne was looking for a sunset flip, but again overpowered by Jade Cargill, the two-time women's tag team champion. Think about Cargill, Corey. You know, she's never competed for a singles championship in her career. Without the opportunity, she wins Queen of the Ring.
And I think that sort of irks Jade Cargill. She looks to fulfill the prophecy that she set for herself. Jade feels that she's already the uncrowned Queen of the Ring, whether the tournament's going on or not.
And again, this cat and mouse game continues between Roxanne and Jade. Perez looking to use her quickness. And Jade Cargill again. That pop-up face first goes Perez. The power game obviously in Cargill's corner.
I think Roxy's going to want to go back to the cat and mouse game. Perez possesses a next level in-ring IQ, a proud pupil of the two-time WWE Hall of Famer, my partner on Tuesday nights on NXT, Booker T.
Yeah, Roxanne, a little payback by Jade with that slap that time, and Roxanne now hanging Jade up on the second rope, and Perez with an opportunity.
Up and around we go, but Cargill able to put the brakes on.
Oh, and a backbreaker knee right to the spine of Perez. Cargill, an incredible athlete, boatload of charisma. She's extremely confident. Said at one point that she's obsessed with all this, winning in a WWE ring.
And if I had to poke a hole in the game with Jade Cargill. She does tend to get a little overconfident, like she is right now, but that could just get under the skin of Roxanne Perez.
Well, we'll see how Roxanne reacts to this. Roxanne, a former two-time NXT Women's Champion, and Perez going to slowly buy some time and roll out of the ring. And Cargill again in pursuit.
I think Perez is trying to lure Jade in.
And she did just that. Cargill, just a averted disaster there. She caught Perez with an elbow to the mouth.
You know, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, keeping a close eye on this one, wondering who will oppose her at Night of Champions.
Look at the power of Jade Cargill. Yeah, just carrying Perez on her shoulders up the steps. Perez slides on it. That's a smart move. Went for the back of the leg, dropped Jade on the steps and out. A drop kick to the knee of Cargill into the steel. Roxanne's taking over. And we are back as Roxanne Perez delivers an uppercut. Jade Cargill is in trouble as Roxanne Perez is focused on the injured leg of Cargill. And Perez with been great offense so far, and now Cargill looking to use her power.
You can see the adrenaline beginning to flow. Jade able to post up her leg for a moment.
And back to the injured leg. Perez has been incredible in her strategy here. Saw her do this to Rhea Ripley a few weeks back, and out of Cargill tonight. And then running uppercut to the back of the neck by Perez. Roxanne, nice springboard moonsault coming out for the win. Is it enough? Cargill kicks out at 2.
What was the first ever wrestler that you were going out
The
there?
final is the Queen of the Ring tournament, Saturday, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Night of Champions.
Yeah.
And Perez doing an outstanding job here. Roxanne needs to do her best to keep her cool,
All
not get
three
frustrated,
top
not make
wrestlers
any
are
mistakes.
still
She's in
around,
complete control
except
of Jade
for
Cargill. Take another look at this. Double jump springboard moonsault nearly ended it in favor of Perez. 13,433
Yes, so me and Michael,
nationwide arena. The thing about Roxanne too,
he's going to tell you his top
she's so
three.
young, feels so much
Like what?
career ahead of
Your
her.
top
She-
three wrestlers.
That's like a veteran in the ring.
Yeah, you may be too young to know who some of these people are. Like, oh, wait, you're 40 years old. No, you wouldn't. You're old enough to know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
My all-time 3 favorites, Macho Man Randy Savage, although he's resting in peace, unfortunately. Stone Cold, by God, Stone Cold, Steve Austin.
Well,
And the 8th wonder of the world, again, resting in peace, Andre the Giant.
Just like Michaels, Macho Man Randy Savage,
wow.
Triple H, Shawn Michaels, an all-time favorite, the GOAT of all time, The Undertaker.
Oh,
Him,
that's right.
actually, and one guy and 2 girls.
Who's shirts? One guy.
Gunther is a guy.
Because Roxanne possesses the skill set of a veteran.
Again, you mentioned earlier, trained by a
Morgan.
great Hall of Famer, Booker T. Again, that bad leg seems to be given out. Perez now trying to lock in a sleeper here on Cargill.
It's incompletely, but it's in enough.
Yeah, Cargill down on one knee now. Perez trying to.
And again, we talked about how Roxanne was attacking the leg. Obviously, Jade having trouble maintaining a vertical base, keeping her legs underneath her.
Jingle Daddy.
Read the separation though, driving Perez into the corner. Jade collapses to the mat. Roxanne may have an opening here.
Wrestling World Cup.
I like the way she just.
Roxanne Perez perched on the top
Jade.
turnbuckle.
And Perez, caught by Cargill. Absolutely incredible. Picking Perez out of the air. Far-away slam that would make Hall of Famer JBL proud. And it kept up bad leg and all. We'll see how wise that was.
It's an instinctive reaction.
Jade, though, starting to build momentum. Takes out Perez and another one by Jade. And here comes Jade Cargill. Big boot to Perez off the ropes. And Jade with a spine buster. And Jade fired up here tonight against a very competitive Roxanne Perez.
Cargill now stalking down Perez.
That was different. That'll play mind games as she slams Perez to the mat. Cover now by Jade. Hooks both legs. Roxanne able to kick out.
And again, we mentioned it earlier. I mentioned it. Jade has a tendency to get a little overconfident, as we just saw. Had she gone straight into the cover, had she not taken that extra second for the extracurricular activities, this one could be over.
And Roxanne putting up a hell of a fight here tonight.
Roxanne's tenacious.
He'll be a massive star in this business. Oh, wow!
Albeit a toothless one.
A kick by Cargill, and this could be the beginning of the end.
There it is.
She's
Oh,
you're facing
Perez
she's facing
goes through.
Roxanne right now.
Bridget cover.
She's gonna win.
Cargill at 2. What a counter by Roxanne.
So gonna fight.
Jade went for the big
Oh,
boot.
his former
Perez
tag
caught her
team
with one of
champion
her own.
partner, Cody Rhodes.
Roxanne showing
So
the
is that
technical
the
inside the
main
ring.
event
Here
or
comes
Bayley and
Perez.
Becky?
And caught by Cargill.
Think it's
Now
those
goes
two
Jade Cargill. Roxanne with an
after Becky
opportunity.
and
Hit
Bayley.
right to the back of the neck. Cover on Cargill. Doing great. Tonight at Champions. Cargill kicks it 2.
Don't panic, Roxanne.
Roxanne's got Jade down. She's got Jade hurt in trouble. What an opportunity for Perez here tonight.
Be so disheartening for a competitor though when you
Screams
take
like
your
that,
best
Michael.
shot and then some, and they still keep kicking out.
Now Perez talking trash to Cargill.
Roxanne spending a little too much valuable time.
Cargill with a right hand. I think that just tipped Cargill off. Kicked by Perez now looking for pop rocks. And not able to connect. Oh, just barely got her. I don't think she got enough of her, but maybe just enough. And Cargill now.
Going for a power
Lifting
bomb.
Perez up. Down goes Perez.
Cargill,
No. Oh, no. Again, trying to put Perez in position. She does now. Oh, face first, Perez off of Jade. Cover now for the win by Cargill. She's going to face Asuka at Night of Champions.
She tried.
Here's your winner, Jade Cargill.
Boy, that was a test for Cargill tonight. And she passed against the very game Roxanne Perez here on Monday Night
The
Raw.
hairstyle
Down
very
by
reminds me of
Becky
Misha.
Perez. She made Jade Cargill earn this victory, but Jade escapes with the W and entry into the Queen of the Ring final, where the Empress of Tomorrow awaits. That could be a career-defining test for the Storm of WWE. Take another look at this. The power of Cargill delivering a powerbomb and then realizing she needed a little insurance. Roxanne Perez, congratulations, you have been jaded. So now the match is set for Night of Champions. 8 o'clock local, 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 o'clock on the West Coast this coming Saturday. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, that's why. When it's 1 o'clock there, it's 1 o'clock here. It'll be 8 o'clock where they are. That's why it's starting so early.
And another test awaits. It's Cargill on Saturday. The Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. There is history between these two in the tag team ranks. Now they go one-on-one in the Queen of the Ring tournament finals on Saturday.
That's already not yet.
And that's going to be a heck of a matchup come Saturday. Early pick, Asuka or Cargill. It's too close to tell at this point. I have never in my life been against Asuka, but with the performance we just saw of Jade Cargill, Jade may prove a lot of people wrong. Next week, when we get to Monday Night Raw, we'll have to do Queen of the Ring. We'll have to do King of the Ring as well. Monday Night Raw, very special start time, live from Pittsburgh. Next Monday night on Netflix, 6 o'clock Eastern. 3 o'clock on the West Coast here in the United States. Monday Night Raw, special start time next week. Who will be King of the Ring when we come to Pittsburgh next week? Well, our main event tonight could be Cody Rhodes, could be Jay Uso. We're going to find out tonight.
Cody is a man on a mission, desperate to win the crown. And the other semifinalist has arrived. Jey Uso. You don't even have to say nothing, Noose. Because me and you been in the trenches. From fighting my family to win the tag team gold to finishing our stories at WrestleMania. We both been to the mountaintop. But Cody, this Monday, Uso. There's only room for one of us. I gotta get mine, Cody, just like you gotta get yours. I know it ain't personal, it's strictly business. On Monday night, please believe it, there's gonna be 4 letters, 1 word.
Still to come tonight, friendships and tag team championships can take a backseat between 2 men hungry to return to the top of the mountain. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. World Heavyweight Champion Gunther is here. We heard his opponent Goldberg. Saturday night's main event earlier tonight. Gunther, the champ, joins us live on Netflix. Across the river, the Hudson River that is, we are on the West Side Highway in Manhattan, in New York City, for Fanatics Fest, a celebration of sports and athletes at the Javits Center in New York. Of course, we had the SummerSlam kickoff show where I was joined by Peter Rosenberg and a number of WWE superstars to celebrate the first ever 2-night SummerSlam, which comes to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey on August 2nd and August 3rd. Even John Cena apologized to me for the way that he's been treating me as of late. Also, superstars participated in all kinds of fan-centered events and activities, autograph signings, sporting events, photo sessions, and many athletes and celebrities, well, they all wanted to be WWE superstars and make their own WWE-type entrance, including James Harden dressed as Hulk Hogan. It was an incredible event at Fanatics Fest in New York City. We thank all of you who attended. Can't wait till next year.
You know, I've said this to you both before. When it comes to women's tag team titles, I think you both have a great chance.
Thank you so much, Sheamus. We appreciate that, but you also did an amazing job last week, and don't lose sight of how great you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Don't worry about it. At least I got to put Rusev in his place for a little bit.
Sheamus,
Yeah,
next time.
it's okay. Out.
Hey, fella. You still pretend to be everybody's friend. But this place is full of people like you. Smiles to their face, knife to the back.
You're trying to roll me up. Because now I march to beat my own drum. And that drum is a 10 beats to the barrel on which I would love to smash against that chest of yours.
I do my damage in the ring like a god. And you do yours back here like a snake.
You're God now, are you? Some God. I remember you being the most embarrassing and egotistical member of the League of Nations. That's what I remember. I'm tired of talking, fella. So what's it gonna be? No more BS. It's time to put up or shut up!
I'm gonna make you new memories.
I cannot wait for those two to get in the ring once again. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Monday Night Raw is live on Netflix and presented by Snickers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General, Gunther.
Noticeably different demeanor as Gunther stalks toward the ring. And the
World Heavyweight Champion had last week prior to his confrontation with the WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg. We mentioned it before. It is set in stone. July 12th, Saturday night's main event in Goldberg's adopted hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. The Hall of Famer has a chance to dethrone Gunther.
Last week was supposed to be my celebration. Me celebrating, regaining what's rightfully mine, the World Heavyweight Championship. But instead, none other than Bill Goldberg walked down here, looked me straight into the eye, and told me that I am next. So I did a lot of thinking. I thought a lot about what it means to be next. Usually being next means getting speared out of your boots, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, and wake up looking at the lights. Bill Goldberg is the most destructive man of his generation. But it is not 1999 anymore. It is 2025, and right now, I'm the guy. I'm the best professional wrestler in this company, and the World Heavyweight Championship around my waist proves it.
Be quiet, Gunther.
And I heard what Bill Goldberg had to say. Intense as always, but there's nothing he can say that will change my perception about him. And my perception is that I see a 58-year-old one-trick pony that can't lace my boots. So, Bill, I want to take the moment now and officially apologize to your wife and to your son for everything that I'm gonna do to the man that used to be Goldberg. I'm unlike anybody you ever stepped in the ring with. I embarrassed you once, and at Saturday night's main event, I'm gonna embarrass you again, because it's my personal responsibility to make sure that the legacy and the myth of Bill Goldberg forever dies.
Wow. Well, Goldberg struck a chord with this man. Gunther is fired up and as intense as I've ever seen him. It's still the end.
Excuse me, Becky. I know you're getting ready to defend your Intercontinental Championship, but I was hoping that I could get your thoughts on the challenge.
My thoughts, I just witnessed Bailey and Lyra conspiring to work together, because that's the only way that they know they can get this title off me. So you know what? I've said too much already.
Fair enough. Thank you, Becky. Cole Graves, as I send it back to you, Becky, understandably focused on her upcoming... Actually, you know what? Hold that thought. Hey, Sammy. Sammy, do you have a second? I know this isn't a good time, but I know you're coming off a tough loss to Randy Orton on Friday night, but we all know how much becoming a world champion means to you. So I have to ask, on behalf of the WWE Universe, how are you processing this loss?
That's quite a response. What does encompass? Listen, I'm not trying to get under your nerves. Let's just speak plainly here. You really, really, really had me. I believed every single thing you said last week. It was a great speech. I'm good enough to become the world's champion. But what happened? Exactly what I told you would happen. You wrestled the Viper and he dropped you. Am I right? I mean, honestly, Sammy, when are you going to get it through your thick skull that all this, the way you are, the way you want to be, Sammy, you're never going to be world champion. Okay. Okay.
I am done talking to you. I talked to Adam Pearce. Our match is official. TikTok.
Stop it.
Got him.
Well, Sammy had enough, but seemed like that's what Cross wanted. Sure did.
But our match is official for when? Tonight or night of champions?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not quite sure what Becky Lynch was watching earlier on. I don't think Bayley and Lyra were conspiring against her. Lyra was basically wishing Bayley good luck tonight. Bayley saying, you'll get first dibs on the title if I win. But do you really blame Becky Lynch for being in that headspace? I mean, Becky understands what it means to be a champion in WWE. You are perpetually a target. And Becky has to be feeling the heat because Becky is very familiar with what Bayley is capable of. This woman, prior to the creation of the United States Intercontinental Championship, was the Grand Slam champion in the women's division. Bayley is a history maker, just like Becky Lynch.
Well, you know, here's the deal with Bayley, too. Bayley was taken out of WrestleMania by Becky Lynch. She's got revenge on her mind.
Intercontinental Championship up for grabs live on Netflix.
Although
A great brand new podcast coming your way this week wherever you get your podcast. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and his guest. The Undertaker, Michelle McCool, 1600 podcast with Ron Breaker. And of course, we'll all recap tomorrow. James Cargill joining us and meanwhile, back here in Columbus, Ohio, 13,433 on hand, the Nationwide Arena. Becky Lynch set to defend her interview.
he moved where?
To Peru.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, I thought he was just saying that because it was.
Hey, Google, where's Logan Paul located now? Puerto Rico.
Oh, he's in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So he moved from Puerto Rico. He moved from Los Angeles in 2021 to Puerto Rico somewhere last year.
Oh. Okay.
Championship against Bayley. Long-time rivalry renewed here tonight.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship!
Wow. It looks like her hair got stuck in a hairdryer
Introducing first, the challenger
and came out looking
from
like that.
San Jose, California! And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland,
time. These two rivals will go one-on-one. Becky Lynch holding an edge of 5 wins to 3 the last time they went one-on-one back in February of 2023, over 2 years ago, when they met inside a steel cage match. Tonight, it is for the coveted Women's Intercontinental Championship. And an interesting note, Corey, Bayley is actually competing in this matchup, she told me earlier today, in the gear she was planning to wear at WrestleMania. And before that was taken away from her by the attack by Becky Lynch a few days prior.
Now that the bell is rung, we are about to find out where Bayley truly exists in this game. Where is Bayley's head? Is she as ready as she says she is, or was WrestleMania the thread that will unravel the great career of Bayley?
This is the first match for Bayley since April 14th, in the days prior to WrestleMania. As he held the championship for SummerSlam of last year, when she was defeated by the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. Becky Lynch now coming Bayley away. Very emotional confrontation between these two last week.
Great deal of history between both of these women as Bayley begins to tee off on the champion. But the reality of the situation is, they came up through NXT together. Sure, they teamed alongside one another. They were two of the great 4 horsewomen. But the fact is, they both evolved in their own separate ways as competitors. These are two totally different women.
And of course, Bayley, a former NXT Women's Champion. Becky as well, although Becky losing that title once she had made it to the main roster. And now Bayley with that sliding elbow to the spine. Bayley again sliding clothesline. Oh, Becky able to roll through.
And this counter.
Looking for the disarmer, and Bayley, who knows her so well, able to counter.
Oh, look at Rose Slam, perhaps. Familiarity breeds contempt. These two have competed against one another on multiple occasions. They definitely studied one another. They both look to be at the top of their game tonight with the Intercontinental Championship on the line.
As you mentioned earlier, they came up together, trained together. The original 4 horsewomen.
And I would just say personally,
and hanging Becky up on the second rope.
That their mindsets are completely different. Bayley has always done her best to look out for the rest of the roster.
Well,
think about for the majority of her career, she's brought damage control to WWE. Bayley regularly goes down to the Performance Center to keep an eye on the up-and-comers in NXT.
Oh! Elbow on the back of the neck.
Becky Lynch realized that sometimes the secret to success is stepping out on your own. Forget the fans. Forget the rest of the roster. Make your money when you're titled.
Just turning her back on everyone. Just ask Lyra Valkyria all about that. Becky, of course, and Bayley out of WrestleMania with a sneak attack. Becky would team with Lyra. They win the tag titles. The next coming up, then on Raw, they lose the titles, and Becky would turn on Lyra. Bayley,
all means to an end.
Oh yeah, because I remember that Bayley, Becky, Charlotte, and Mercedes Moné
over the years. Bayley
used to be 4 horsewomen back in NXT. Michael
lost out to the apron.
Right, and nice down goes the champion. Bayley making the climb toward the top.
Bayley,
all means to an end, Cole.
Can you move your screen for just a minute?
Sure.
Becky again, the lumbar disarmer, and Bayley able to counter. Both these women, winners of the Women's Rumble over the years. Bayley, a Money in the Bank ladder match winner. Bayley lost out to the apron.
Right hand connects down goes the champion. Bayley making the climb toward the top.
And Becky on the apron, trying to make it back to her feet.
That was a smart decision. Veteran move by Bayley. Repositioning herself.
Oh, well, maybe not. Becky able to take control and about tearing Bayley's arm out of her socket. Becky's taking over.
That was the hurt.
Critical moment in this matchup in front of over 13,000 at Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio tonight. Bayley the challenger, Becky Lynch the champion. This is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Bayley was in control for much of the matchup until Becky Lynch went after the arm. The arm that Becky injured way before WrestleMania, and it's bothered Bayley throughout most of this matchup.
Being able to fight through the pain. Here comes the adrenaline dumping the champion. Belly to back suplex. This is what Lynch wanted to avoid.
Now that running knee by Bayley, and Bayley started to climb back into this. Becky was going for frequent covers, looking to put Bayley away, understanding that this rally may come. Oh, what a take! Oh, takedown by Bayley, cover and a kick out
I
at
never used that
two.
move a lot, Michael. What? Victoria, remember when she got this spinning
Side
toe
slam.
slam?
Not enough to put
No,
Becky
but that
Lynch
was a
away
long
for
time
3.
ago, so.
She just did it too.
And Bailey's starting to feel it now. May have the momentum in this matchup. Becky's in trouble. And notice how cautiously Bailey's moving at this point. Understanding she's potentially got an injured arm. She's not at 100%, but the opportunity is right. And Bailey now. Here we go. Bailey to belly. Becky Lynch knows it so well. Turns it around. Bailey able to counter into a snap there. Looking for a disarmer, perhaps, which is but what a suplex by Lynch! Brutal belly to back by the champion. Here we go. Now for the manhandle slam. Bailey. Bailey to belly. There it is. Two in the top.
What? It's not.
Your girlfriend is calling. Oh God, it is 9:45.
Yeah.
I might have to walk you home, Sarah.
Okay.
You know, I was thinking to going home at 10.
Huh?
You want me to walk you home, Sarah?
Sure.
Well, okay.
I'll be back, Michael.
Yeah, I had to restart the show. That's why it seems shorter than it is, or earlier than it is, but
Can you let me know what happens?
I will.
Thank you.
And if you want to come back Wednesday or well, no, forget that. No, because Friday I'll try to come to your place
Okay.
because I think Sean wants us to come over there,
Okay.
and that's why he doesn't want to come over here.
Thank you for having me, though.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
I'm sorry that we kind of start the show late when the cable, not the cable, but when the power went out.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes to me.
All right. I'll be back in a little bit, Michael.
Good night. I'll see you at home.
Okay.
Okay.
Get right into the fifth biggest scandal of the year. Adam Levine's alleged Instagram misdealings that were revealed on TikTok by the alleged affairess.
Yeah, this was absolutely gigantic and sort of introduced a lot of people to DMs and how they can get a little bit tricky because Adam Levine is a huge celebrity. And on Instagram, he had several women who would reach out to him. And usually you imagine celebrities just receive a lot of these things, but don't necessarily respond. Well, Adam was quite active. He would engage with some of the women who he spoke with on Instagram. And then it sort of blew up in his face, right? Because one of them he reached out to, he said, I'm so into you. Would you mind if I named my next kid after you?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Her name was Summer Stroh.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful name.
Beautiful name. Sumner, not Summer. Sumner Stroh.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually posted on TikTok the Instagram conversations, the DMs that she'd been having with Adam. And the big, as you referenced, the big event within this text is his, because when it all came out, when she posted this, she had a year-long affair. He denied the existence of a physical affair.
Yes.
But admitted that he had gone too far, which is the understatement of a lifetime, because not only were there text messages of a very romantic nature, there were also messages, to your point, that said, I'd like to name my child. Now, his wife at the time, the Hadi Prince, was pregnant with their third child.
That's right. And that's what seemed to upset people the most was they sort of
Yeah.
the emotional betrayal because it's unclear. There's a little bit of vagueness as to how far he went and whether it was simply a texting relationship or had some physical component. But
In fairness to him, there were no texts where it said, like, meet up here. You were great last night,
Right.
or it was great seeing you, or meet up here. And so he was either smart enough to avoid those DMs or they never actually met up, despite she said there was an affair.
That's right. So it opened up this conversation with, if you took Adam at his word, could there be sort of heartless flirtation with someone across the internet who you don't necessarily have a physical intimacy with, but you're saying these sorts of things? I tend to fall on the side of there was a bit of an emotional betrayal. If Bahati is not on board, she's pregnant with one of his children, and he's talking to another woman about naming that unborn child with Bahati after
It's hard to not be on board with this thing.
Hard to not be
an
upset.
affair. I mean, look, many people would argue that an emotional affair there's more damage and is more hurtful than a physical one.
But who matters here? Bahati, right? And what was Bahati's response? They put a public Facebook amazing sort of response by being together, going on picnics.
He admitted that he made mistakes, went too far, but nevertheless, their marriage has remained strong. They both stayed out of the limelight for the last 6 or so months since this happened.
Yeah.
It seems that they've gotten past it, so why shouldn't we? I guess.
And this is why I put it in the 5 spot, and I think we agree that it belongs here because ultimately the people who are involved who could be outraged by this got through it. They worked through it. I don't know what went on behind the scenes. I don't know if he had to get her a sort of, you know, the way Kobe Bryant got a huge diamond for his wife at the time some things came out. But I think it belongs in the 5 slot because the scandal sort of died down with the people who were involved, and all that was left was the controversy and the debate in the ether about whether you can flirt with people online.
Which segues beautifully into the 4th biggest scandal of the year, the most recent of those on our list, which is the GMA affair between Amy Robach and TJ Holmes.
That's right.
Recently came out that the two of them had started a romantic relationship. They have been friends and intimate friends. I don't mean that to be a sexual term. I mean they've been close friends.
They work closely
for
on
a
the show
long,
together.
long time, and they started an affair. They say that it happened. They both were married when they met. They've both been married during the years of their work relationship. They say now that they started their affair after
they were separated.
They in fact separated from their spouses in order to make true what they had thought for a long time, which is that they liked each other. But nevertheless, 2 things have stemmed from this. Number 1, there's a lot of disbelief that they actually were not having an extramarital affair. And number 2, GMA has been tossed asunder as a result of this sort of relationship.
Yeah, so GMA and the way they've sort of handled this now, at a bird's eye view, this is just a consensual relationship between 2 people who are at roughly equal power levels. So there's no sort of like a boss dating an underling at the office. The two sort of different dynamic. This is really just a consensual romantic relationship between co-anchors. So a lot of people are saying, well, why suspend them at all? I mean, if they are sort of separated from their spouses, they're not doing anything sort of immoral that would be off-putting to the audience, why are we suspending them? I think what's happening is ABC's president, Kim Godwin, initially said, nothing to see here. We're going to leave them on the air. That didn't go over very well at the office. There's a lot of whispers and so forth. So it was disruptive to their company. At least that was the perception. Now they walked it back and said, okay, we're going to do a full investigation. And I suspect that the investigation will clear Amy and TJ. I don't know that, but potentially they were using some company resources while they're on location. Maybe there's something that's sort of a little bit problematic there. But my sense is they're now just going through the process of clearing them so they can bring them back as hosts. Is that what you see?
I think so. I mean, this is ABC. I think reacted to the moment, believing if there was it wasn't good for the office chatter biz or whatever. But number 2, that it's owned by Disney. They have a very wholesome audience, very family friendly program in the morning. Lots of people watch, and I think they thought that it might be bad for the show. What they found out very quickly when they took them off the air is the ratings tanked because people like them as personalities, and B, they love scandal more than anything else. So these 2 people who were on the air, they were after this whole thing broke. It was like a Thursday night where everything happened, and then on Friday morning they came on and sort of with a wink and a nod, cute little giggles kind of.
And the ratings were way up.
The ratings were they skyrocketed, the biggest ratings they've had.
Yeah, it's a little bit artificial. They skyrocketed because of the curiosity of seeing how the 2 people would interact with the controversy swirling. I don't think that's sustainable.
But it seems like based upon that little flirtatious interaction, which they were clearly playing to the now huge audience, ABC reacted very negatively to that. Maybe it was in defiance of their orders not to talk about it.
Sure.
And so that they took them off the air right away.
Let me ask you a question. So maybe they come back. This is obviously a relationship that started from working together, and hopefully it lasts. I wish them nothing but happiness. But is it a stable thing to have 2 people who are intimately involved as co-anchors? I guess Minka and
Joe Scarborough.
That works, but they were married before the show started.
Yeah.
This is a relationship that is born out of the fires of controversy. She was married to Andrew Shue, famously from Melrose Place. There are these clips going around where she would have TJ and Andrew Shue on the show.
And also, let's not forget that TJ has also been accused of having another extramarital affair with another GMA personality. If you're in Rorak, you're like, oh goodness, is it just
Am I
the
the
same
flavor of the month?
Yeah.
Nevertheless, we put it in the 4 slot. Let's move on to number 3. And I don't know how on earth you're going to convince me that this is the number 3.
I'm not going to try.
Not the number 1 scandal of the year.
Number one is number one, and nothing will defeat it.
All right,
but
we'll
I
get
agree.
to it.
I'm almost tempted to reverse 2 and 3, but let's go with number 3. We had the list spread. Let's do it.
Number 3, we're just going to call it Kanye. I mean, this is the Kanye West episode that has extended through months and months of his sort of unraveling right before our very eyes. the anti-Semitic remarks have been the headline, but it's not been just that. You remember he came out in that white, it all sort of spawned when he came out to a fashion show in a White Lives Matter shirt. We were like, oh no, Kanye's on one. And the sense was that this was the spark of another long extended episode, but I don't think anyone saw where it was going. I thought it would be a little bit of light trolling with the White Lives Matter shirt and it would go away. It certainly did not. What happened?
Well, he dug in on the Jews, right? I mean, a lot of it stems from Kyrie Irving and posting the reference Kyrie did to the Holocaust denying movie, and then Kyrie wouldn't back down from that. Shortly in the same
time, Kanye tweeted, "I'm going to go DEFCON 5 on the Jews."
Right now, he says DEFCON 3 on the Jewish.
Sorry, DEFCON 3. I apologize.
Right.
Yeah.
DEFCON 5 would actually less, right?
Exactly.
He calls it DEFCON. It's DEFCON, but nevertheless.
Maybe playing with words there, though. I mean, unclear if he's sort of intending it to be a joke or he just doesn't know what DEFCON is.
So that's on October 9th. He says he's going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. It says it was not anti-Semitic for him to say so because black people are actually Jewish also. So does that mean he's going DEFCON 3 on black people too? A little unclear.
Yes. Now, apparently this emanated from some what he perceives to be poor business dealings where he has felt cheated in the entertainment industry writ large and feels that Jews are to blame.
Not in the entertainment industry, he obviously had a major falling out with Adidas, he had a major falling out with The Gap, and then he had, when all that started happening, and he started getting a lot of criticism for the White Lives Matter shirt and his other, stemming back to frankly his MAGA hat wearing days, he started to coalesce his thoughts around the people that he believed were behind the entire effort to cancel him. And those are the Jewish elites in Hollywood.
Yes.
And so he just did this was kind of the culmination of that. And then from there, he's been doing a publicity tour, anti-Jew publicity tour.
And look, what happened after he made these comments was sort of a true cancellation of Kanye West. These are so beyond the pale type of comments that he did lose the deal with Adidas. His net worth went significantly south. He has sort of been ostracized from the mainstream. He says he's being debanked. He's not allowed to bank with Chase anymore and so forth. What happened, though, was rather than take a look at himself and how these comments are so noxious and harmful to society, he doubled down and said, this is the result of these truth-telling.
Right.
And you're seeing in real time the cancellation of a person for actually speaking truth about the Jews. It sort of perpetuated this logic in his head. And he's gone on with Alex Jones. He's gone on and sort of whoever will speak with him sort of tour. And I don't see it getting better because Kanye West is not a very introspective sort of guy who will sort of take stock of what he's done. He rather will say this has confirmed what I'm saying.
You see this quite a bit, right? Donald Trump had some of this in him as well. His whole thing, if I lose, it's because
It
the
must be
election was
cheated.
rigged. And then he loses and he says, therefore it's not therefore, maybe I was wrong when people actually vote, therefore it's confirmation of my belief that I can't get a fair shake. But Kanye went further than Donald Trump, further than anybody, frankly, that I've heard with a public microphone for a long time, saying that he actually likes Nazis. There are good things about Hitler. So bad that even Alex Jones, who is a racist, xenophobic, anti-Semite,
Facing 9 figures worth of judgments against him over Sandy Hook
because what
lies.
he claimed was that Sandy Hook was a hoax perpetuated by the parents.
He blamed.
He actually said, well, I wouldn't go that far.
Unbelievable. That episode where Alex Jones is clutching his pearls over something someone else is saying. Really just hard to happen.
We've talked a lot about it. We talked about it this morning, as a matter of fact, that the cancel culture, that hundreds of people, celebrities have been targeted in cancellation, Me Too movement, and other things as well. Very few times has it stuck, right? Cosby, it stuck. He actually no longer has a career. R. Kelly is actually doing time in his career, even before he was doing time, the rest of his life probably, even before he was doing that kind of time, had been canceled to a large degree. Very few others truly don't have a career.
Right.
Kanye West, I think people will still buy his music, but I don't know who's going to attend his concert. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm Pollyanna struck a hold of. Maybe he'll come back.
Well, look, I mean, we were in the office when he actually did survive the scandal that he experienced in our office when he said some pretty horrific things. And there was an episode where he sort of had a showdown with one of our colleagues. He sort of surfaced from that and was popular again, certainly selling a lot of shoes after that episode. This, I don't know if it's a bridge too far. It does seem like Kanye has become kind of noise in the background now. This is as far as you can go in terms of trolling, if that's all he's doing. And I'm not sure you can sort of turn the ship around and be taken seriously as an artist again. I just don't see it.
If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of the hunt. But are you getting the thrill of the best deals? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love with the most savings and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores like Macy's, Adidas, and Walmart, and even stack sales on top of cash back. It's easy to use, and you get the cash back through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. So download the free Rakuten app and never miss a deal. Or go to Rakuten.com to start getting the most bang for your buck. That's Rakuten. Rakuten.
Somebody that's taken very seriously is an artist, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle. So we put this in the two spot because Kanye, his episodes, we've seen them before. This is obviously a more extreme version with the anti-Semitism, but what you saw happen to Dave Chappelle was entirely new. So Dave Chappelle, remember, was at the Hollywood Bowl. He's doing a set. He plays at the largest venues possible.
So in the wake of some of his more anti-trans statements, of some of
His
his
Netflix special, The Closer, where a lot of people dragged him for his stance on LGBTQ and particularly trans issues. He's on stage at the Hollywood Bowl. He doesn't back down from this. And a man just charges on the stage. And it is coming out sort of all captured. He attacks and sort of wrestles Dave to the floor briefly. He's not hurt or anything. And then the guy goes backstage and catches a vicious beat down from Dave's floor. Dave had some of the supporters like Jamie Foxx first of all.
As expected, this matchup has delivered back and forth action. Vicious, desperate belly-to-back suplex by the champion, and the challenger answers with the Bayley to belly suplex, a maneuver that's brought Bayley so much success throughout her career, but couldn't do the job tonight.
Only two women have held the Intercontinental Championship. The inaugural winner, Lyra Valkyria. She held it for a number of months until Becky Lynch took the title from her a few weeks ago. Bayley looking to become the third Intercontinental Champion in the women's division.
Another accolade to an incredible career.
And Bayley into the corner. Becky Lynch out of harm's way. Bad arm into the turnbuckle for Bayley, but Bayley showed Becky neck first into the turnbuckle. And now Bayley,
sunset flip sent Becky spine first into the buckle.
And Bayley with an opportunity. Cover for the championship. Becky at 2.
Now the frustration becoming obvious on the face of the challenger. Bayley beginning to question herself. What else do I have to do? What else can I show Becky Lynch that the man hasn't already seen?
Now with Becky in trouble. Bayley going to climb up top. Bayley's comfortable up there. We've seen her do this a number of times in the past. Taking a little bit too much time, and it allows Becky to regroup.
Just a moment. The extra moment necessary to stabilize herself on the climb may have cost the challenger, Bayley.
Both women up in the high-risk district, high above the ring. Becky may have the upper hand then. Close to the spot. And Becky and Bayley taken down with a superplex. And Becky looking for the armbar. Armbar in. The armbar's in on Bayley. Bayley trying to block it, but she's been caught on the shoulders. And a kick out, forcing Becky out. Trying to turn it into the disarmer. And Becky knows her. Bayley knows her so well. Able to counter. Shoulders down. Kick out by Lynch.
Bayley trying to turn the champion over, potentially for a Boston Crab. Lynch fighting her way out.
There it is. Half crab by Bayley. Remember the bad arm.
Yeah, that might be the only reason it's a half crab. I think Bayley intended on a full Boston Crab, but her right arm's still giving her trouble.
And that may allow Becky Lynch to make it to the ropes and force a break. Remember, Bayley can only win the title via tap out or pinfall. And again, that bad arm may have cost Bayley right there. That big group by Lynch. Becky favoring Legion. Both of these women leaving everything they have in the center of the ring for the right to become Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, two of the all-time greats in the women's division in WWE battling it out for the Intercontinental Championship. Two women who blaze the trail for women's evolution.
Oh, there. Went with that handle slam. Bailey able to counter. And Bailey with a manhandle slam of her own. Using Becky's move, but Becky realized exactly what the situation at hand was.
Or was it just momentum that...
Now, I think Lynch knew full well she just got nailed with her own maneuver and had to get the heck out of Dodge ASAP.
Well, Bailey looked like they've had Becky in position to win this match. And now Bailey sitting right over the announce table and into our laps here at ringside. And Becky with an opportunity now.
Oh, no. Lynch is... Well, you mentioned it, Cole. Champion's advantage. Becky wins this by countout. She retains her title.
What are you doing, Becky? Becky, what are you doing? Becky's burying Bailey. And to Corey's point, a countout means Becky keeps her championship.
A win is a win is a win when you're the champ.
She just buried Bailey under a number of chairs here at ringside. And wait a minute, over Corey's back, Lyra Valkyrie out here now, coming to Bailey's aid.
Oh, look out, Lyra.
And now Becky Lynch gets in the middle of it. Lyra Valkyrie is...
Hey, don't touch her, you're gonna...
Oh no, Lyra's had enough. Lyra up on the apron.
Look, Becky wants Lyra to hit her. Becky knows
does.
they're forcing disqualification.
And Bailey threw Lyra out of the way. Got struck by Lynch. And now Becky with a baseball slide takes out Valkyria.
Bailey from behind and capitalizes at the main face first to the table.
Now Becky up over the table.
Everybody's fair play.
We got chaos here at ringside.
Bailey knows she's got to get her Continental Championship. Bailey's got to get this one back in the ring. Bailey won't become champion by countout.
She's like ECW.
Count of 4 by the official. Becky bounced off the ring post. Bailey's got to get Becky back in the ring.
Bailey.
Emotions get the best of her.
Becky driven into the barricade. Bailey sends Becky back into the ring.
Here we go. Bailey making the climb to the top turnbuckle.
And wait a minute, Valkyria now attacking Becky. That's going to cause a disqualification. Lyra had enough. She was taken out by Becky, and she may have just cost Bailey the title.
There's no mayhem about it, Cole. Lyra just screwed Becky over. This is ridiculous.
Well, she also screwed Bailey over. And Bailey, I believe, is taking exception to this.
This was my match! This is about the champion. It's not about us! It's not about us! This is the
Ladies and gentlemen, as a result of a disqualification, your winner and still the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man, Becky Lynch!
Corey, the way that I see it is this. Lyra's been screwed over by Becky Lynch. She didn't want that to happen to Bailey. She came out here to help Bailey at ringside. But then she just got caught up in it all, and Becky attacked her, and it cost Bailey the championship.
Oh, Lyra's insanely jealous of Bailey and her hard work. They decided to take Bailey's moment.
Not surprised with you on that tape. Now, ladies and gentlemen, still to come tonight, one of these men will take on Randy Orton on Saturday at Night of Champions to the King of the Ring final. This tournament semifinal, Rose Uso live tonight.
champion!
And now I live it. Ain't it a gift? You know it's God given. I'm not gonna waste it. Stop wasting your breath. Stop speaking in whispers. Say
Now, Ivy, don't tell those other two, but you've always been my favorite student, all right? Now, you should have won Money in the Bank, and you should have found yourself as Queen of the Ring, but you've had Stephanie Vaquer in your way, all right? Now, next time, do what Gable does when I've got someone in my way. Do what I did to Ray. Do what I did to Otis. Wipe him out completely, regardless of the cost. And we'll finish this lesson later. Now, far be it from me to laugh at someone else's misfortune unless they deserve it. But in this case, Penta, it was my pleasure watching Braun Breaker destroy you earlier tonight. Maybe I'll finish the job.
Shut up.
Maybe I'll rip that stupid mask off your head and show everybody the ridiculous. Hey, stop!
Gable tried a cheap shot.
Yeah, he did. He tried to cheat shot.
Solo! Hey!
Sacrifice for Penta. Raquel Rodriguez in the ring. She rekindled the rivalry with Rhea Ripley. Corey started a couple of weeks ago. In the rain at the first round matchup. Just as it seemed as though Rhea had victory in her fingertips, Raquel would arrive and cost Mommy big time. And Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez with the brawl. Then last week, Rhea got a little bit of payback. Rhea did her best to return the favor and get victory away from the hands of Raquel Rodriguez. But then an emphatic beatdown would ensue, a thunderous riptide on the outside of the ring. And then the assist before the Empress Impact Asuka would advance with a special thank you to Rhea Ripley.
Rhea, me jodiste y ahora lo vas a ver, pendeja. You're not gonna screw me out of Queen of the Ring and get away with it. So si tú quieres, chiquita, I can drag you out here by that nose ring, or you can make it easy for yourself and get in here and take the beating you deserve, mamona.
They're on their feet for the Eradicator. Be careful what you wish for, Raquel.
What? That's short kind of a power. Oh.
Rhea talking trash and march into the ring. And here we go. Rhea Raquel. Rhea Ripley taking the fight to Rodriguez. Left and right, dropping bombs is the Eradicator, but Raquel taking Mommy down for the moment. And Raquel Rodriguez have an idol of Rhea Ripley over the years. And Raquel sent right outside the ring. Look at the expression on the face of Rhea Ripley. This is a one-on-one for battle. Raquel driving Rhea into the apron and now sending Rhea Ripley over to the timekeeper's area. And the powerhouse Raquel Rodriguez. Rhea Ripley unfamiliar with the feeling of being overpowered. Raquel, we don't know what Raquel has in mind. Took a little bit too much time now. Rhea on our table. Rhea on our announce table. There's Rhea Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley off the table. Takes Raquel down. And as right, Raquel showed the first hit of the steel steps. Look at the fury in the eyes of Mommy. You want tables, Raquel? You want tables? Hey, Raquel started all this. Well, Rhea was all too happy to finish it cold. Rhea got up the table on the ring, and I believe Raquel Rodriguez maybe going for a ride. Now go the other way. Oh no! I'm trying to warn her. Rhea Ripley Looking for some riptide. Roxanne Perez from behind. It locks in now. Now Monty's outnumbered. Roxanne Perez coming to the end. Raquel Rodriguez. Bounced off the top turnbuckle by Rhea Ripley. Raquel will caught Rhea. Oh no! Tahana! Did you hear the table snap home? Indeed I did. Tahana bomb by Raquel to Rhea through the table. Roxanne Perez paid dividends for all members of the Judgment Day.
No doubt about it. And tonight, Rhea Ripley, the latest victim.
Raquel Rodriguez with a statement.
Tonight, Raquel and Roxanne can celebrate like the Florida Panthers. Congratulations to the back-to-back NHL champions who celebrated their win with a beautiful custom Stanley Custom Championship. Head over to WWEshop.com, track yours out. They spent all day dancing up and down A1A with more Stanley's Cup.
And who will be celebrating a trip to the King of the Ring Finals will be Jey Uso or this man. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus his buddy Jey Uso.
I think
Semi-final
that
live on
the
Netflix.
Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross match might be next Monday night.
In 2 weeks from Friday, we're heading to Music City, USA. We'll be on Broadway, Nashville, Bridgestone Arena, and a very special guest, our friend, longtime friend of the WWE, Jelly Roll. Massive digital performer on tour with Post Malone as we speak. Jelly Roll, special appearance in Nashville, Friday Night SmackDown, 2 weeks from Friday, live on Broadway.
Yeah, sounds good. But Street Fighter, even better.
I can do that.
Then it's official.
I couldn't have said that any better myself.
I can't wait for that one, and I also can't wait for this one. At Night of Champions, it'll be John Cena, CM Punk for the undisputed WWE Championship. 15 times they've gone one-on-one in their careers. This has been one of the great rivalries in the history of WWE.
Yin and Yang. Two seemingly opposite forces that in truth complement and interconnect with the other. Two entities in constant flux and transformation. Totally interdependent to exist. Time.
After one lesson's over, I'm gonna show
Time
you
changes
my
everything.
picture of my girl.
Yin becomes Yang.
They showed me some, and we'll go.
Yang becomes.
You're just a loudmouth opportunist who will step on the necks of people who actually work hard if it gets you ahead.
The greatest of all time.
Night of Champions. Balls in your court, hero.
The best in the world.
You can't see me. I see through you.
Yin and Yang. Positioned once again upon opposing shores. For a final reckoning.
And final reckoning takes place Saturday, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, but we actually get things underway on Friday. We have a kickoff show that gets underway at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. on the West Coast on Peacock. That'll be at the Kingdom Arena. Then Saturday, our countdown show kicks off at 11 o'clock on the East Coast, 8 in the morning. Get up and have breakfast with us on the West Coast. And Night of Champions, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific time from Riyadh on Saturday.
It's the showdown we've all been waiting for. The best in the world against the greatest of all time with the undisputed WWE Championship on the line. CM Punk challenges champion John Cena. And also in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the United States Championship up for grabs. These guys were, well, they're family, but they don't quite like each other anymore. Jacob Fatu, United States Championship on the line against Solo Sikoa. We found out earlier tonight that Karrion Kross has slithered under the skin of Sami Zayn to a degree that Sami has had about enough. Zayn, Kross, United Champ. It's the king, it's the queen, I should say, of the ring finals matchup. The winner to get a shot at the championship SummerSlam. Asuka versus Jade Cargill, queen of the ring. And the king of the ring finals will be decided. We know the fight for Randy Orton has already qualified. Who will oppose Orton? Will it be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, or Jey Uso? We will have our answer in a matter of moments.
They are pumped up and fired up for main event Jey Uso. They're about the Yeats in Columbus. Jey knows what's at stake, Corey. The quickest way to get back in the hunt for the World Heavyweight Championship is to win King of the Ring. You get the champ at SummerSlam. I caught up with Jey earlier this afternoon, and he told me that in spite of losing his title back to Gunther, Jey feels a new sense of freedom. He says he knows exactly what it takes to make it to the top of the mountain, and he thinks the next time is going to be even better than the first. What a scene! In front of 13,000 in Nationwide Arena.
The following is a semi-finals match in the King of the Ring tournament. Introducing first from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, main event, Jey Uso.
Want to remind everyone, Raw Recap comes your way tomorrow. Sam and Megan, special guest, Jade Cargill. Get better at that each and every week. Come on, give me my prop. Main event, Jey Uso. Massive opportunity tonight as he heads into the ring with a man who has been a rival, a man who's been a friend. They've been tag team champions together. Jey and Cody one-on-one. We can bet on one thing, the tag team championship reign, all of the moments they spent together traveling up and down the road, that all has to live in the past tonight. You fight your friends in this business the hardest. Winner picks up the beer tab at the end of the night. And here's the brackets for the King of the Ring tournament. Of course, Randy Orton knocked off Sami Zayn this past Friday on SmackDown to advance to the finals for a second straight year. He'll take on either Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso on Saturday. Potential history between Orton and Uso, Orton and Rhodes, there's no shortage there. Go down for the ages with the King of the Ring crown on the line. And quite the rivalry here tonight as well. Remember, Jey and Cody started things off not on the right foot. Remember, Jey Uso would be blamed for Cody Rhodes not finishing the story the first time around. Let's not gloss over that, Cole. I know it's been a while, but Jey Uso was the reason on more than one occasion that Cody was unable to get the job done. Yeah, but then they put, of course, when Jey Uso saw the light, left Roman Reigns, he was brought to Monday Night Raw by Cody Rhodes. They became friends and partners. Once won the tag team titles together. In fact, they've been teammates 13 times in their career. Columbus wants to run it back. You can stay seated, Cole. I don't know if you got 2 rounds in you. There's no way. I still got to call the main event. Quite the love affair that has developed between the WWE fans and Jey Uso over the past year.
Yeah.
And his opponent from Atlanta,
Sure.
Georgia,
Gotta show you something.
back 222 pounds, the
My
American
new girlfriend.
Nightmare.
How did you meet her? Where'd you meet her at?
Facebook.
I gotta be careful with Facebook.
I am.
People sometimes act real on there. You gotta be careful.
Who's this new girlfriend? What's her name?
Mandy Wendy.
Mandy Wendy?
Mm-hmm.
And this is your girlfriend
Yep.
that you met on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever met her in person?
We're going to sometime, eventually.
Okay. Good luck with that.
You know, we talked about the need of Jey Uso to win King of the Ring and get back to an opportunity to exercise his demons with Gunther at SummerSlam. The same goes for Cody Rhodes. Cody wants to win King of the Ring to get to SummerSlam to take on John Cena or CM Punk. Either way, a main event more than worthy of the biggest party of the summer. But right now, Cody's focus has to be singular. He has to be focused on Jey Uso and Jey Uso alone. I asked Jey Uso at the SummerSlam kickoff event at Fanatics Fest this past Saturday who he'd rather face, Gunther or Goldberg, for the world title at SummerSlam. He said, I just want an opportunity, but I want another crack at Gunther. One last reminder, special start time Monday Night Raw on Netflix, 6 o'clock on the East Coast, 3 o'clock west here in the States next week. Steel City. They've been on opposite teams. They've been on the same teams over the years. But for the first time ever, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso go one-on-one tonight. There's so much at stake. The winner to face Randy Orton on Saturday. Tremendous history between both of these men and the WWE's Apex Predator. Remember legacy. Cody Rhodes is learning under the wing of Randy Orton a number of years ago. Randy here courtesy of the bloodline that Jey Uso is a pivotal part of. Indeed. Main event, big fight feel here tonight. An opportunity to get to the finals of King of the Ring. Sportsmanship, and we're underway. And think about what King of the Ring has meant to many careers over the years. Corey, a dozen Hall of Famers have won the King of the Ring tournament. 10 world champions have been King of the Ring.
I just really enjoyed the evolution of the tournament itself. Once upon a time, it was a one-night event. It was all about your endurance. But now it is the best of the best in each and every round. And now the Viper awaits cover.
And a kick out, Randy Orton. Lots been said about these two, but what about Randy Orton? Corey knocked off Sami Zayn on Friday. Randy with a score to settle as well. He was knocked off in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Very controversial match last year against Gunther, who would go on to win the World Championship at SummerSlam. Orton wants another opportunity to be King of the Ring.
And beyond that, potentially world champion again. You're absolutely right. Randy has the opportunity to right last year's wrong and earn himself an opportunity at gold. And what this game's all about. And Randy Orton is certainly no stranger.
The work win, so it would be the undisputed WWE Championship. He can go out with SummerSlam with Punk or Cena. As they meet at Night of Champions Saturday. So when you're two friends going at each other with so much at stake, what do you have to do? Get all that out of your mind?
You have to forget all about it. When you're in the ring, you're maybe a little bit more relaxed, but at the same time, I find that you used to hit your friends a little harder. You used to really go out there. It's almost fun to be in a fight with your friend. I don't know what to do, but you always push yourself a little further. You always push your opponent a little bit further. And then afterwards, you go out, you have a beer, and you let bygones be bygones because it's about competition in this particular instance.
Both delivering a couple of beautiful arm drags. The stalemate in the early going.
It's almost refreshing when you can put something of a bit of trust in your opponent. You're not worried about them taking a cheap shot. You're not worried about them taking a shortcut. It's competition in its purest form. That's fully what I expect to see here.
Side headlock by Cody Rhodes, trying to control this matchup. Raucous crowd here tonight in Columbus, Ohio.
Both of them displaying respect off of the opening bell. No one gets too fancy. Just classic match strategy. Cody looking for the crossroads.
And into the counters Jey Uso. Jey with the super kick, and Cody moves out of harm's way. Terrible situation for Jey Uso here. Cody Rhodes has the figure 4 locked in.
Think about all the damage being done as we speak to the leg of Jey Uso. Jey, who relies heavily on his super kicks on this Uso splash from the top turnbuckle. You take away Jey's legs, you're going to take away a lot of his game.
Yeah, gets to the rope, forces a great strategy by Cody Rhodes here. One out of the playbook of his dad's great rivals. Now, Jey caught it. He got him with the shoulder, right?
Shoulder and elbow, perhaps. Cody trying to protect himself. Body shot, got the American Nightmare, and an uppercut from Jey.
Big right hand by Cody. She was funny there. There's the Samoa drop by Jey Uso. Cover. Hook of the leg. Into the knot and a kick out by Rhodes.
He was in the hospital.
Winner faces Randy Orton Saturday.
Yeah.
A lot of history, as we mentioned earlier, between these two men and Randy Orton. The Viper has not forgotten the controversial manner in which he lost last year at King of the Ring to Gunther.
Despite all the history that Orton has with both of these men, I fully expect it to be a very different style of matchup come Night of Champions when the King of the Ring crown is on the line.
Out into the corner. Paying homage this time to the late great Umaga.
You know the Viper will stop at nothing to obtain what he wants, but it was up on the top.
Uso splash knees up by Rhodes. Cody Rhodes got the knees up, and now looking for the Kimura lock. Looking for the Kimura lock. It is in deep. He tapped back Lesnar out with his move, and Cody looking to do it to Jey Uso tonight in advance.
And once again, perfect position for the American Nightmare. Center of the ring, Jey Uso is in a world of trouble.
Jey with nowhere to go. Cody's got him wrapped up good with the Kimura. Jey trying to make it back to a vertical break. Base here. And sends Cody into the ropes. And now Jey for the sleeper. The sleeper with tapped out Gunther at WrestleMania to win the world title. And now Jey Uso trying to put Cody away.
Rhodes flailing wildly, trying to create some space, some separation from Jey Uso, who's trying to sink into sleeper tighter and tighter.
Cody could be fainting here. Our official senior referee, Chad Patton, right there as Cody collapses to a knee. Jey Uso with the sleeper locked in good.
Notice Jey putting on his full body weight across the back of Cody Rhodes, almost a body lock applied, making Cody support all of Jey's weight.
And Cody now got to power Jey up if he can, but Cody may be failing. Jey Uso may be closing in on the finals of the King of the Ring tournament.
Jey continuing to squeeze with everything in his being, knowing he only may be a few seconds away from the King of the Ring final.
Cody trying to fight back into this. Jey Uso's got the sleeper locked in good. Does Cody have anything left? Trying to make it back to both feet. He does at least momentarily. Jey with his full body weight on the back of Cody. Cody may have only one chance, and that's to make it to the ropes, I believe. Jey's got it in good. Cody makes it to the ropes and dumps Jey to the floor, which buys Rhodes some time. First the Kimura, then the sleeper. And both men survive, at least for now.
This turn of events for Cody Rhodes, who scrambled for the ropes and in the process dumped Jey all the way out to the floor. Cody now afforded several seconds to attempt to regain his breath, regain his bearings, and get back into this fight.
Cody back to his feet.
I don't know.
Here jumps Rhodes. Quick with a suicide dive, and Jey caught him with the right hand. And things are starting to get nasty now.
Nothing personal, it's just business. But the King of the Ring crown is worth that much to every superstar who seeks it.
Now Jey tried the Uso splash earlier, blocked by Rhodes. Rhodes beats him with a punch this time. Indeed it is, as the slugfest continues on the top rope.
And but between the eyes of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes down. Jey still perched on the ropes, but look at Cody!
Cody scaling to the top rope. Great athleticism by Rhodes into the superplex.
How much did it take out of Cody?
Cody rolled to the apron. Jey Uso rolled toward the bottom rope. Who's going to face Orton in the finals of the King of the Ring? Watch this impact. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, semifinals, King of the Ring tournament. Winner goes to Night of Champions Saturday to face Randy Orton in the finals. And this is as even a match as you can get.
Cody had the high ground for just a moment, but Jey made it back to a vertical base.
Cody now. And Rhodes with a bionic elbow, and Jey Uso turns it into a right of his own. Cody blocks. And Rhodes knocks down Jey Uso, beat him with a punch. Cody now up and over. He'll drop down. Jey Uso hung on. Now Jey with a power slam.
Dare I say, a very Randy Orton-esque power slam.
Sending a message to the Apex Predator, perhaps. And now Jey stalking his opponent. Oh, and crossroads. Cody's finishing move. Cody able to counter off the second rope. Cody counter. And counter. To advance to the finals. Jey kicks out.
Take another look at this flying blind in reverse. Cody delivers the Cody cutter face first, center of the ring, but somehow Jey musters the will to continue.
WWE fans showing their respect for this tremendous semifinals matchup. Longtime rivals, now the best of friends, going at it to advance to the King of the Ring tournament finals. Cody looking for the disaster kick. Jey Uso. Spear by Uso. Covered. And Rhodes takes it too.
And
And Jey Uso realized that was his chance. Cody was looking for the disaster kick. Jey a step ahead. Under a spear takes down the American Nightmare, but Cody Rhodes fights on. And the 13,433 here tonight at the Nationwide Arena in Ohio's capital city of Columbus, enjoying our main event tonight. Rhodes and Uso putting it all on the line for an opportunity to battle Randy Orton at Night of Champions on Saturday. Critical moment in this match. Almost looks like Jey Uso is trying to psych himself up. Well, these two have taken so much out of one another. Jey now went for another spear. Ran into a kick by Rhodes. Cody gonna go up top. Top rope. Super! Cody! Cover! For the win! Cover! Hook of the leg! And Jey somehow kicked out again. The super cutter from the top rope. How the hell did Jey kick out? And now it's Cody Rhodes trying to psych himself up, understanding he just connected with the heavy lumber. And Jey Uso stayed in this battle, and somehow Jey's still alive. Cody survived a spear. Jey survived the super cutter. Now Cody firing up and measuring his man. Cody just said, I'm sorry, Jey. This ends now. Look at Crossroads. Hammered by Jey. Crossroads of his own. Cover on Cody. Jey Uso. Oh, and I thought it was going to be Uso and Orton. Cody Rhodes stayed alive. You, me, and 14,000 plus, Cole. Everybody in this arena was on their feet. But nobody's as shocked as that man, Jey Uso. And Jey's got to be saying, what the hell do I have to do? Counter the Crossroads into a Crossroads of his own. Right on the money, hook of the leg, and Cody kicks out. The emotion both of these men stir within the WWE fans is incredible.
Not that this is upsetting, but
Jey kick to the face of Cody. Cody's down. Jey telling Cody to get up, get up. And another kick. This is just insurance. Jey Uso just wants to make damn sure. Oh! That's gonna do it. Jey Uso with a spear to Cody Rhodes, and Jey says that's it. Cody doesn't appear to have anything left. And Jey gonna position him for the finishing move, the Uso splash. Cody Rhodes though back to his feet, up to the top rope. Struggling on the turnbuckle. Oh my goodness! Cody Rhodes from the top. That's the third massive cutter sustained by Jey Uso. Look, Randy Orton was looking. And now, Cody Rhodes, Crossroads, cover. Cody Rhodes is in the finals of the King of the Ring.
Your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso in a battle for the ages. And Cody wins to advance to Night of Champions. What a match. Certainly not easy. Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso. Check out this super kick. Bang! Right on the jaw of the American Nightmare. Surely that would put Cody down, right? No, just for insurance, a spear
from Jey Uso. This would keep Cody down for sure, right? Jey Uso, just to make absolutely certain, went up top, paid for it in spectacular fashion. A cutter by Rhodes. And a trip to the Crossroads sends Cody to the finals of King of the Ring. Saturday at Night of Champions in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton in the King of the Ring tournament finals. Former mentor versus former protege. Another chapter in the legacies of both superstars. And a show of respect by Cody Rhodes to a very game Jey Uso tonight.
So obviously something's going to go down.
A hell of a matchup. But Cody Rhodes is the man going to the finals of the King of the Ring. Rhodes, or someone will define their legacy. Saturday, at Night of Champions.
All right, we are done. Sarah has left, but we thank all of you for being with us. Don't forget to join us Wednesday for AEW, Friday for SmackDown, and next Monday, a special 6 p.m. start time. Why that is, I have no idea, but at any rate, next Monday, a special 6 p.m. start time, and we will see you Wednesday, 8/7 Central for Dynamite on TBS.
Because Hockey's has more curves and an outstanding arcade fit. We got you, baby.
Okay, there we are. Until then, for John Batcher, I'm Michael Paul. One last time, Christy, Crystal, Megan, Amanda, Mackenzie, Noah, Caitlin. Good night, sleep well, much love, and we will see you Wednesday, 8/7 Central for Dynamite on TBS. Like and subscribe.
Love you guys.